Hello, this is Gark Miss. My name's Apollo, and we're going to do a quick little preview for Zombicide Wulfsburg that we're going to start playing through in this expansion to the Black Plague Zombicide. You get two new tiles, tower tiles. Uh, if you're standing up here in the tower, you get to see over buildings, but then again, zombies can see you and they might come after you. That's a new kind of tile. We get four new survivors. So they are Theo, who gets the sprint ability, which allows you to move up to 3 zones once per turn. We get Morgan, so she gets Reaper Combat at blue level, which lets her, if she kills a zombie and there's a second of that same type of zombie in her zone, she gets to wipe that one out as well. There's Carl. Carl gets +1 die to magic. Unfortunately, Carl does not ever get spell book, so his versatility, you're gonna have to do a lot of spell swapping with him. But he's kind of powerful in blasty ability. And then Ariane, so she has a jump ability. So once per turn, she can jump to a zone 2 spaces away, and jump over everything in the zone in between. She has to have line of sight on it though, and she can't like jump around a corner or something. So, and then what we also get is some new zombies. So we get some new wolves here, zombie wolves. I think there's like 21 of them in here, and they get 3 actions every round. And then there's a zombie abomination, and he gets 3 actions every round, so these guys will be chasing after you. You also get 4 dashboards for these 4 characters, so you can potentially play up to 10 characters at one time. I'm going to stick with 6, but you do get 4 or more starting equipment, another mana blast, another short bow, and 2 more short swords there. And then, so the new zombies have their own cards. The Wolf Abomination won't come in until you get to yellow level, so there's at least that, but the regular zombie wolves will. So we'll come in on blue level. So stay on blue. That's the plan until we get stuff that we can knock out the Wolf Abomination. You get some new items. So we get some spells. We get the transmutation spell. What that lets us do is we can discard an item in our inventory and replace it with something from the search deck. We do that once per turn. There is Zombicide, Ironclad Wolf, Zombie Wolves. So you can cast this on somebody and it makes them immune to that type of creature, in this case Zombie Wolves, attack for that round. So if you got a bunch of wolves coming on you and you have this, you cast it on somebody, let all the wolves attack that one person. We get Disintegrate. There's 2 of them. They can be dual wielded, and what they do is they're kind of like a repeating crossbow in that you roll 3, you hit on a 5, and they do 1 damage. But for Disintegrate, if you roll a 6, that damage increases by 1. So if you roll 2 6s, that would increase by 2, making this using Disintegrate available to knock out abominations. And there's 2 of them, so you could get 6, or if Carl is wielding it, he can get 8 for that. There's also Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning, kind of similar thing. Roll 3 dice, hit on a 5, do 1 damage. But if you roll a 6, you keep adding dice as long as you're rolling 6. It's called exploding dice sometimes. So there's that. And then there are 2 new swords in the group. They're the Bastard Swords, and so they do 2 damage, and you roll 2 dice, hit on 4. They can't be dual wielded. So if you have these and you really want somebody like Clovis to wield them, you could use Swordmaster. That may be one of the times for Swordmaster. Again, I don't think Swordmaster is worth it, but that is an option. And then you get, so real quick, all these items up to this point and in Black Plague, they had these little gemstones at the top, and all of them had all the different colored gemstones for the different levels. Now we have some other magic items, and what we're going to see is, so like some of them don't have the blue one, which means you have to be at least yellow to access them. So for example, the Stormbow, you do 3 dice, you hit on a 3, does 1 damage, 0 to 3 range, so it's like a better longbow, but it has the exploding dice kind of thing where you roll 6, you keep adding dice to it. So that's really sweet. Also, I might say, like, Silas gets a +1 to ranged attacks. If he rolls a 5, that counts as a 6. So, he's rolling 5s and 6s. They keep exploding on him. There's the deflecting dagger. So it's kind of like a dagger and a shield. You can use it to attack. You can add one to another weapon. You can use it for armor, or you can use it to re-roll if you make an armor check, just like a shield. There is the Quicksilver Sword. You get to roll 4 dice on that. And you get the Lucky Skill, which means every time you do an action, if you don't like the roll, you can re-roll it. You just have to keep the second roll. And then there's the Flaming Greatsword. So again, this Greatsword does 2 damage here. So you're seeing a lot of things that will knock out brutes. Also, this will allow you to light Dragon Bile as if you had a torch. You just don't have to discard this, so you can save your torches using that. The next kind of level there, these you'll notice they're missing the first 2, so you have to be in the orange. And there's a Chaos Longbow. So you roll again 0 to 3, 4 dice this time. You do 2 damage. But you have to hit on a 4. But if you get 4 successes, this creates dragon fire in that zone. So you can use this to wipe out, whole groups of zombies, or, again, you can wipe out abominations if you can get those 4 successes. So, just keep that in mind there. And then there's Earthquake Hammer, a 3, roll 3 dice, hit on a 3, does 2 damage. If you roll a 6, you get bonus dice and bonus damage. So you can, if you roll 6s with this, you can get more ways of killing the abominations. The Axe of Carnage, it gives you an extra success. It does 2 damage. Roll 4 dice, hit on a 4, and every time you make an attack with it, you get an extra success. And I assume that also means if you miss, you still get at least 1 success with it. So that's pretty powerful. You combine that with that Reaper, you can get a couple extra kills every time you're doing attacks, potentially. Dragon Fire Blade, again, it does 2 damage. You hit on a 3, roll 2 dice. And you could sacrifice this. You can discard it and create Dragon Fire in a zone nearby. Axe of Ages. Again, it's Axe. I meant Shield of Ages. This one, it's a shield, so again, you can use it for armor. You can use it for re-rolling armor checks. But you also get the Shove ability. The Shove ability is kind of like Repulse, except it only works in your zone, so you can shove all the zombies out of your zone once per turn. But you can do it for free, so that's pretty nice. And then the last magic item here is, I would say, I would say it's pretty much broken. That doesn't mean I'm not going to use it. I'm definitely going to use it, but I feel like it's really powerful. So it does 3 damage. So you can knock out abominations with it, and you can use it starting at the yellow. So this is really powerful, and it hits 2 zones away, 1 or 2 zones away, and every time you use it to attack and you kill at least 1 zombie, you can use it for healing. So, it's like a healing spell. It's like a crossbow. It knocks out abominations. So, and you can use it, it doesn't take much to get up to yellow. So you can use it pretty early in the game. So if you can find that, that's a really powerful weapon. And there's at least 1 quest I can think of. There might be more where you get to pick items from the deck. And that's a first go-to. Like, if you get a choice, pick that one, because that's going to make your life a lot better. So you got this zombie abomination, wolf abomination here chasing you. You get that, he becomes a lot less scary. So all right, so that's where we're going with this. We're going to play through all the 10 adventures in the book there. Like I said, we're going to be playing with these new characters. We're going to have all 4 of these characters every time, all 4 of the new characters every time, and then we'll just cycle through the old characters, kind of filter them in, and play with 6 characters going through. So I hope you look forward to seeing that. It'll be great. Catch you later.